Clark's 20 times humiliations. Throughout his career, Clark has had many memorable moments, but not all of them for the best reasons. Whether it's a crushing defeat, a costly mistake, or a downright embarrassing situation, these moments have left an indelible mark on his journey. In this video, we take a deep dive into 20 of Clark's most humiliating experiences that showcase how even the most talented can face challenging and humbling situations. Some will make you cringe, others will make you laugh, but all are unforgettable. Some games are remembered for their high scores or close calls, but then there are those games that are remembered because a single player was at her merciless best. And today, that player is Caitlin Clark. These are the top moments where Caitlin didn't just beat her opponents, she humiliated them. Kicking things off, let's take it back to that epic showdown with Michigan. Clark, apparently feeling the rhythm, decided to teach her defender some dance moves. With her defender swaying to the beat, she dropped a bomb from the logo. Just like that, Michigan was sent packing with a loss, while Clark walked off the court with a cool 40 points under her belt. As she transitioned into the WNBA, the stakes were high and the challenges were plenty. But did that slow her down? Absolutely not. For her grand entrance on the WNBA scoreboards, Clark went full superhero mode, going coast to coast. She met Bonner at the rim, who might as well have been a traffic cone for all the resistance she offered.
Thought about pulling up from three, will dip inside and lay it in. There are the first points in the WNBA career.
Clark thought about pulling up from three, then dipped inside and laid it in for her first points in her WNBA career. Hands up, Bonner could only watch as she got Clarked. Clark often finds herself a target on the court, but if you think that stops her, think again. Take the game against the Phoenix Mercury, for instance. Sophie Cunningham thought a little shove might throw Clark off her game as she went for a layup. Nope. Clark turned that push into a textbook and won, scoring the basket. Clark
sinks the screen and got the layup and one.
Off the strong side, she's kicking it for a three.
Sank the screen, got the layup, and finished strong with the extra point. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. Unstoppable, even with a side of extra physicality. Speaking of the Caitlin Clark effect, let's chat about Allen's encounter with it. During a play, Clark decided it was time for Allen to take a quick breather, basketball style. As Clark launched one from downtown, Allen could do nothing but sit back and watch. Sure, the shot didn't drop, but hey, Allen still got a front row ticket to the Caitlin Clark shooting clinic. Then came the showdown with Sabrina Ionescu and the Liberty. What's better than breaking records? Doing it right in front of someone who set a few...
Rookie Caitlin Clark has it! More history for the Fever rookie!
...themselves. Clark didn't just play. She taught a masterclass in record-breaking, securing a triple-double that Sabrina couldn't manage in her rookie year. As the crowd roared, Sabrina could only watch as Clark rewrote the record books, showing just how it's done when the stakes are high. If you think Clark's savagery was reserved for the WNBA, think again.
And look at how far Caitlin Clark is playing off of Raven Johnson.
Daring her.
Back in Iowa, she was practically handing out invitations.
Shoot the basketball. Watch Caitlin Clark, left side. She doesn't even look at her. Waves her hand as if to say, I don't care.
Exhibition. Clark gave Raven Johnson what seemed like a Grand Canyon's worth of space, daring her to shoot. When Johnson hesitated, Clark waved her off like she was dismissing a minor annoyance. Now that's playing the player, showing a level of disrespect that's as savage.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
You know, karma has a way of evening the score. Fast forward to 2024, and it was time for the rematch. Iowa versus LSU, Clark versus Reese. This was more than just a game. It was a chance for redemption. And oh, did Caitlin come prepared, dominating the court with a staggering 41 points, 12 assists, and sinking 9 three-pointers. Clark was a one-woman wrecking crew, contributing to 80% of Iowa's field goals. The
Standing offensive rebounding team. Clark.
Cut it!
She has more size and length. Clark.
You bet! Catch, fire, and hit!
Clark
Was trying to redirect a pass. Clark, oh my! Wheels around, evades Van Lith, and drains it! My goodness! UCLA game, that's how sick she was. Clark!
The result? A triumphant march back to the Final Four, leaving the LSU players practically turning into live emojis. Clark's reign of terror wasn't just limited to her opponents. She even had the refs in her crosshairs. After seeing...
Here's Martin. Clark, again coming off the screens. Clark steps back, fires, you bet!
Times when you just can't avoid talking about length, hand in her face, drains it anyway.
Sinking a massive three-pointer, Clark got hit with a technical for taunting. Seeing her coach in a heated debate with the ref, possibly about to earn a technical herself, Clark stepped in like a seasoned diplomat, gently but firmly guiding her coach.
Here's Clark. Clark pulls up, another deep one, is good!
Caitlin Clark once again dancing with the basketball, seeing it go through the net.
Away from the ref. Moments later, she stole the ball, creating her own encore, and pulled up for a step-back three that would make the crowd, and possibly even the ref, go wild. And speaking of big shots, who could forget Caitlin Clark's epic showdown against Maryland back in her Iowa days? It was one of those moments where you knew something special was about to unfold. Clark got the ball beyond the arc, and with a sly pump fake, she sent her defender on a quick flight to nowhere. With the path clear, she nailed her signature three-pointer, swish. But what if I told you that Caitlin Clark once single-handedly dismantled an entire team? Yes, you heard that right. In the 2023 Final Four, South Carolina, unbeaten with a 36-0 record, met Iowa and met their match. By the time the dust settled, they were 36-1. Their only loss in 2 seasons came at the hands of one extraordinary player, Caitlin Clark. She was involved in nearly everything Iowa did on the court, scoring or assisting on 31 of Iowa's 38 points in the first half alone, accounting for a staggering 75% of her team's total points. She didn't need a triple-double. Her 41 points were enough to torch South Carolina, marking that game as the only blemish on their otherwise dominant 2-season run. While we've talked a lot about Caitlin Clark the scorer, let's not overlook Caitlin Clark the playmaker. Her ability to see the court is almost as deadly as her shooting. In a game against the Aces, she showcased this brilliantly. As the Sparks defense took a momentary nap, Clark was wide awake, threading a precision pass to Wallace. The entire Sparks team could only watch in dismay as the ball zipped through their ranks, landing perfectly for an easy score. As she continues to shine in the WNBA, her knack for breaking records isn't new. Let's rewind to an epic game against Michigan, where Clark was just 6 points shy of breaking the NCAA women's scoring record. But how she went about it was nothing short of cinematic. Clark decided not just to break the record, but to smash it in style. She scored the first 8 points for her team with a flair that said, "Go big or go home." And for the record breaker, a jaw-dropping three from near half court. No layups, no easy shots. Clark went for the spectacular, etching her name into history with a shot that will be replayed for years to come. Take her game against Ohio State, for instance. From the logo, Clark cashed in a three-pointer that had her defenders staring in disbelief, probably wondering what she had just witnessed. And in the WNBA, when the Colorado players decided to crowd the paint, Clark had a different idea. With a hold my beer attitude, she effortlessly launched another logo three. No hesitation, no second thoughts, just pure confidence. It's as if the farther she is, the better she gets. Against the Suns, Clark decided to cook the entire team, not with a pan, but with a bomb of a shot from the logo. As the Suns scrambled back on defense, Clark was already in another time zone, launching a three from the logo. Imagine this. You're Richards from the Washington Mystics. You just entered the game, and the first thing you experience is getting floored. But wait, there's more. As you get up, you find yourself face to face with a nightmare. Caitlin Clark pulling up from the logo. Before you can blink, the ball's through the net. Welcome to the WNBA, courtesy of Caitlin Clark. If you thought that was intense, watch how she put Samantha Whitcomb on skates. In a dance of dribbles and drives, Clark had Whitcomb sliding so much that even the court seemed to nod in approval with every screech of her shoes. From record-breaking shots to heart-stopping playmaking, Clark proves time and again why she's one of the most electrifying players in basketball history. Whether she's dropping defenders or sinking impossible threes, Caitlin Clark is making history. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.